very quiet. I'm hunting spirits.
Shut up and come on!
The history of Wunsche Family Cemetery begins in the 1840s. German immigrant Karl Wunsche came to Spring, Texas from Saxony. Brothers Charles and Dell built a saloon in nearby Old Town Spring in 1902. Today, that saloon is known as the Spring Cafe. The Wunsche family has deep roots in Spring's history, including Wunsche Middle School, built on land donated by the family. A lesser-known area, the Wunsche Family Cemetery, is a small grassy area along Interstate 45 in Spring, Texas. Benny and I visited this area shortly after Powder Mill Pond yielded a very unfriendly welcome, and this is where the Paranormal Guys begin their story.
Tonight we will be talking mostly to Olena Wunsche, who was murdered in 1929 at the age of 20. To this day, the murder remains unsolved.
Can you tell us who shot you in the back? Olena, do you know you're dead?
I feel like she knows she's dead because, like, people just don't hang out in cemeteries. You know, unless they're crazy.
You're just near. Did that sound like no?
That was a radio.
It might have been right.
Jesus Christ! That was horrifying.
That was a pretty convincing voice.
It said it was Bluetooth pairing.
Olena, my name's Connor. That's my friend Benny. He really wants to feel your hand on his neck right now.
I don't feel a hand on my neck, if that's why you're looking at me.
Alright, we're still out here. Our camera's dying, and so is any belief that I might have had in ghosts. So, if anybody wants to prove me wrong, sub me over, walk me into the fucking highway. Do it. I've eaten at that Taco Bell a lot of times. Want to possess me into buying a little bit more Taco Bell? I could go for a cheesy gordita crunch right now. Or proof that ghosts are real. Maybe you in the tiny tombstone. I don't know if you're a baby or a lesser loved family member or a dog. Maybe you're a little pissed off about your house. Why don't you talk to me about it?
I'm starting to think that you're not here with us. If there's anything you can do to prove to us that you're here, please do it now.
Don't sound so angry, Connor.
I'm not. I'm being loud.
And loud is angry. Olena, look. I just thought I saw a woman almost get murdered this evening. I'm very uncomfortable about it. I know that you know what a woman being murdered is really like. So I'm a little frustrated. Connor's dragging me along on things that I don't believe are real. Prove to me that Connor is right. I don't believe there are ghosts at this cemetery, Connor.
Our very short investigation has proven anything. Is that ghosts are not here talking for the last 10 minutes.
That's a pretty solid assessment of this place, Connor. If there's anybody here besides Olena that is a ghost...
Oh yeah, no, we're not limiting it only to Olena.
We are limiting it to only dead people, though.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're just a person, please leave us alone right now.
So, we just got finished with the Wunsche Cemetery.
Off of I-45 and Cypress Wood in Spring, Texas area.
And we stopped because the camera was dying. But right before our investigation ended, Benny was provoking Olena Wunsche, or any of the Wunsches in the cemetery, really.
I was just provoking because, like, again, I don't think they're there.
Yeah.
But Connor does, and Connor believes he has a reason to believe that. You want to explain that to the people?
Actually, let's start with, you told them to push you into the feeder road. Or the service road frontage road, wherever you're from.
And they didn't.
They did not. Instead, as Benny believed he heard his name through the spirit box.
Can I make it clear that I didn't believe? I heard a guy on the radio, because it goes through frequencies if you don't know how the spirit box works. I heard a guy on the radio say something that sounded like my name, but it was so quick that it was probably 100th millisecond, whatever it was.
Wait a second, did you just say Benny? Wait a second, did you just say Benny? Wait a second, did you just say Benny?
Anyway, as Benny leans down to listen closer to the spirit box, I thought I'd gotten bitten by an ant. Ow.
Fuck, what was that?
I think I got bit by something.
Was it a ghost?
Maybe.
Wait a second, did you just say Benny?
Wait a minute, can I see your light for a second?
Yeah, what? That looks like a scratch, buddy. There you go.
I needed to get this on recording, but our camera is dying.
Do you see it on the camera?
Definitely have some sort of
marks.
2 scratch marks on my leg.
And he's got his foot on a tombstone. That's fucking smart.
I do have my foot on a tombstone. It's
I'm sorry, Olena.
a little disrespectful right now.
But she scratched you, so
But
you know
yeah, I definitely have 2 scratch marks on my leg. So as you can see, there were something, I hope it shows up on the camera. I haven't even looked at the footage yet. In front of what it looked like, they were scratch marks. And I think you can agree with that, right?
There were 2 lines on your leg, and now they're gone.
You heard him right. The scratches are gone. We literally just got back into the car from Wunsche. This happened, and
But
now...
it's nighttime. Why are we eating lunch right now?
Oh, you idiot.
We just had dinner.
He thinks he's hilarious.
We just got lunch.
I got Wunched.
You fucking did. You got something.
Anyway,
Please show them the fucking leg. I'm
what the
dying
leg
of
looks
heat.
like now.
We're going home for the night to go charge the camera. We'll be back next time.
Yeah.
Bye.